Jason, Dan, and Cyril are 7 years old, triplets, identical in every way except their personalities. Their mother, Lisa, died when they were 5. Cancer took her in 6 brutal months. 6 months of watching the strongest woman I ever knew waste away. 6 months of trying to explain to 3 5-year-olds why mommy could not play anymore, why she was always sleeping, why she was getting smaller, why she was leaving us. She was the one who filled our house with music and laughter. She danced with them every single morning before breakfast. She said it was the best way to start the day, with movement and music and joy. She sang them to sleep every night with songs her grandmother taught her. She made every ordinary moment feel magical. She could turn folding laundry into a game, turn grocery shopping into an adventure, turn a rainy Tuesday into the best day of their lives. I tried to keep going after she died. God knows I tried. I took a month off work. I stayed home. I tried to maintain her routines. I played her songs. I attempted to dance with them the way she did, but it felt wrong. It felt like a lie, like I was playing dress-up in her life. Every corner of this house reminded me of her. Every song on the radio was one she loved. Every time the boys laughed, I heard her laugh underneath it, and it hurt too much. It hurt so much, I could barely breathe. So I did what I knew how to do. I worked. I threw myself back into my company. I took every meeting. I flew to every conference. I worked 16-hour days. I told myself I was doing it for them, building their future, securing their inheritance, making sure they would never want for anything. But really, I was running from the grief, running from the memories, running from the fact that I did not know how to be both mother and father to 3 little boys who needed so much more than I knew how to give. I hired people, the best people, nannies with perfect references, chefs who made nutritious meals, tutors for every subject, therapists to help them process their grief. I filled their schedules with activities, soccer, swimming, art class, music lessons. I made sure every hour of their day was accounted for and supervised by qualified professionals. I convinced myself that this was enough, that providing for them was the same as being there for them, that quality time mattered more than quantity, that they understood I loved them even if I was not around much. I was wrong about all of it. This story was made with so much love, and I hope it touched your heart the way it touched mine. If this moment moved you, please don't just watch, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from and what time it is there right now. Your support means everything, and your presence here truly matters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us for more stories that speak to the heart. My name is Samuel Harris, and 3 months ago I hired a maid named Olivia to help around my house in Westport. I run a tech company worth billions. My face has been on magazine covers. I have more money than I could spend in 10 lifetimes. I have houses in 3 countries. I have cars that cost more than most people make in a year. I have everything money can buy, except the one thing that matters. I cannot connect with my own children. Not really, not the way I used to. Not the way their mother did. Then Olivia walked into my life and changed everything without even trying. She answered an ad for a housekeeper. 26 years old, fresh off the bus from some tiny town in Pennsylvania I had never heard of. No fancy resume, no references from wealthy families in the area, no experience working in homes like mine, just a worn backpack, nervous hands that would not stop fidgeting, and eyes that looked like they understood what loss felt like. Eyes that had seen too much sadness for someone so young. I almost did not hire her. My assistant, Patricia, said she was too young, too inexperienced, too unsophisticated for a household like ours. She said we needed someone who understood the demands of a high-profile family, someone who had worked for people like us before. But I looked at Olivia's application, at the way she wrote about why she wanted the job. She did not talk about the money or the prestige or the opportunity. She wrote, "I know what it is like to grow up in a house where someone is missing. I know how big that empty space can feel. I would like to help make your house feel less empty." Something about those words grabbed me. I called her in for an interview. She showed up 20 minutes early, wearing a dress that was too big and shoes that had seen better days. But she smiled when she shook my hand, a real smile, not the nervous, trying too hard smile most people gave me. I asked her about her experience. She was honest. said she had never worked as a housekeeper before, but she had helped raise her little brother after her father left. She cooked, she cleaned, she took care of a child, she understood responsibility. I asked her about the missing person she mentioned in her application. She got quiet, then said her father walked out when she was 16, her mother fell apart, she had to grow up fast, had to become the adult, had to hold things together. I asked her one more question. Why do you want to work for a family like mine? She looked me right in the eyes. Because your assistant told me your boys lost their mother, and I know what it is like when the person who made everything okay is gone. I know what it is like to live in a house that feels too quiet, too sad, too empty, and I think maybe I could help. Most people who worked for me treated my sons like fragile things. They spoke in hushed tones around them. They tiptoed. They never laughed too loud or played too rough, as if joy might break whatever was left of our broken family, as if happiness was disrespectful to Lisa's memory. But something told me Olivia would be different. I asked if she wanted to meet the boys before I decided. She said yes, immediately. I brought her to the playroom. Jason, Dan, and Cyril were sitting on the floor, each in their own corner, playing with their own toys, not talking to each other. They had stopped playing together after Lisa died, stopped sharing, stopped collaborating. It was like they each retreated into their own private grief and forgot they had brothers. Olivia walked in and sat right down on the floor with them, did not ask permission, did not wait for an invitation, just sat down like she belonged there. "Hi," she said, "I am Olivia, what are you building?" They looked at her suspiciously. Jason clutched his toy truck closer, Dan turned his back, Cyril just stared. She did not push, did not try to force conversation, she just picked up a block and started building her own tower. After a minute, Cyril moved closer, watched what she was doing. "You can help if you want," she said casually. He hesitated, then added a block to her tower. She smiled. "Perfect, what should we add next?" Within 10 minutes, all three boys were building with her. Within 20 minutes, they were laughing. Within an hour, they had built an entire city together and were making up stories about the people who lived there. I stood in the doorway and watched. Something in my chest cracked open. I hired her that day. For 3 months, everything ran smoothly, better than smoothly. The house was always clean but never sterile. There were dishes in the sink sometimes, but it was because the boys had been cooking with Olivia. There were toys on the floor, but it was because they had been playing, really playing, together. Meals appeared on time, but they were not the fancy, untouched meals the chef used to make. They were simple things: pasta with butter, grilled cheese sandwiches, chicken nuggets shaped like dinosaurs, food the boys actually ate, food they helped make. My sons stopped being so quiet. They started talking more, laughing more, fighting sometimes the way brothers should. The house started to feel alive again. I told myself it was just good structure, a good system, that Olivia had a routine that worked. I did not look deeper than that, did not ask questions, did not want to know the details. As long as things were running, I could keep working, keep traveling, keep avoiding. I did not see what was really happening, because I was never home long enough to see anything. Until today. I came back early from a business trip to Florida. 3 days of back-to-back meetings with investors. 3 days of hotel rooms and conference centers and catered lunches that all tasted like cardboard. 3 days of talking about quarterly projections and market shares and growth strategies while my mind kept wandering to my boys, wondering what they were doing, if they missed me, if they even noticed I was gone. I cancelled my last 2 meetings. Caught an earlier flight, told myself I would surprise them, maybe take them out for dinner, maybe watch a movie with them, be present for once. I walked into my house at 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. The first thing I noticed was music, loud music, pop music from the radio. The kind of bubblegum, silly, happy music Lisa used to play when she cleaned the house on Saturday mornings. Music that made you want to move, made you want to smile. I followed the sound to the living room, my heart beating faster with each step. And there she was, Olivia, in jeans and a t-shirt and bare feet, dancing with my sons, not just swaying, not just standing there while they moved, really dancing, full body, unself-conscious, joyful dancing. She was spinning Jason around, his feet lifting off the ground, his mouth wide open with laughter. She was dipping Dan like they were in an old movie, his arms flailing dramatically. She was lifting Cyril up and twirling him like a ballerina, his squeals of delight filling the whole house. All three boys were moving, jumping, spinning, singing off-key at the top of their lungs. Their faces were bright red from laughing so hard. Their hair was messy, their clothes were disheveled. They looked wild and free and happier than I had seen them since before Lisa got sick. The furniture was pushed to the walls. The expensive rug was rolled up and shoved in the corner. My formal living room, the one that had been featured in architectural magazines, had been turned into a dance floor. My first instinct was anger, white-hot anger that came from somewhere deep and primal. What was she doing? This was not professional. This was not what I paid her for. My living room was a disaster. The music was too loud. The neighbors could probably hear it. She was supposed to be working, not playing. She was supposed to be supervising, not dancing around like a teenager at a party. I opened my mouth to say something, to stop this, to restore order. But then I really looked at their faces. Jason was smiling so big his eyes were squeezed completely shut. His whole face was scrunched up with joy. Dan was doing some kind of robot dance that looked absolutely ridiculous and absolutely perfect. His tongue was sticking out in concentration. Cyril was holding both of Olivia's hands, trying to copy her moves, laughing every single time he messed up and nearly fell over. They looked happy, really, truly, completely happy. And I could not remember the last time I had seen that, could not remember the last time they smiled like that, could not remember the last time I heard them laugh like that, could not remember the last time I made them feel like that. The anger drained away, replaced by something worse, shame, deep, crushing shame. Olivia spun around and saw me standing there. The music kept playing, but she froze mid-movement. The boys stopped dancing and turned. When they saw me, the light drained from their faces like someone flipped a switch. Their smiles disappeared. Their bodies went stiff. They looked scared. Not scared of Olivia, scared of me, scared of their own father. That realization hit me like a physical blow. "Mr. Harris," Olivia said, her voice tight and controlled. She grabbed the remote from the coffee table and turned off the music. The silence that followed was sudden and heavy and suffocating. "I did not know you were coming back today." "Clearly," I said, and my voice came out colder than I meant it to, harsher. I watched my sons flinch at the tone. They stood there in a line, fidgeting. Jason stared at the floor, his hands behind his back. Dan bit his lip so hard I thought it might bleed. Cyril looked like he was about to cry, his eyes going shiny with tears. My sons were afraid of me. When did that happen? When did I become the person they were scared of instead of the person who made them feel safe? "Boys," Olivia said gently, her voice completely different than the tone she used with me. Soft, warm. "Go wash your hands and faces. I will be right there to help with snack." They did not argue, did not even look at me. They just walked past me in single file, their shoulders hunched, their eyes down, like I was a stranger in my own house, like I was someone to avoid instead of someone to run to. The door closed behind them. I stood there with Olivia in the wrecked living room. The music was off, but I could still hear it echoing in my head, could still see them dancing, still see their joy. Olivia crossed her arms over her chest. Her chin came up. She looked me right in the eyes. She was not backing down, not apologizing. "I know what you are thinking." "Do you?" My voice came out sharp. "You think I was goofing off, wasting time, not doing my job, playing around on your dime? Were you?" "No," her voice was firm, steady, no hesitation. "I was giving your sons something they have not had in 2 years. Joy, fun, freedom, a reason to smile, a reason to remember what it feels like to be happy. By turning my living room into a nightclub, by treating this house like a playground. By letting them be kids," she shot back, her voice rising. "By letting them dance and laugh and forget for 5 minutes that their mom is gone and their dad is never here. The words landed like a slap across my face. I work to provide for them, I said, but even as the words came out, I knew how weak they sounded, how much like an excuse. You hide, she said, and she stepped closer, her eyes blazing. You hide behind your work because being here hurts too much, because looking at them reminds you of what you lost. And I get it, I do, loss is hard, grief is brutal, but those boys do not understand that. They are 7 years old. They just think you do not want to be around them. They think they did something wrong. They think they are not enough to make you stay. That is not true, but my voice cracked. Is not it? When was the last time you had dinner with them? When was the last time you tucked them into bed? When was the last time you sat on the floor and played a game? When was the last time you asked them about their day and actually listened to the answer? When was the last time you did anything with them that was not scheduled or supervised by someone else? I did not have an answer, could not think of a single time in the last month, the last 3 months, maybe longer. When was the last time you danced with them? She asked, and her voice got quieter, sadder. They told me you used to dance, that you and their mom danced all the time, in the kitchen, in the living room, in their rooms before bed. They said it was their favorite thing. I closed my eyes, pressed my palms against them until I saw stars. I do not dance, I said. You used to, Olivia said. There are pictures all over this house. You and your wife dancing at your wedding, dancing in the kitchen, dancing with the boys when they were Barbies. The boys remember, they talk about it all the time. That was different. Why? Because she was here, because she made it okay, because she gave you permission to be happy. Because I do not know how to do this without her, I said, and the confession came out broken, raw. I do not know how to be a father without her being a mother. I do not know how to make them happy. I do not know how to fill the space she left. I do not know how to be enough. Olivia's face softened, just slightly. Then let someone help you. I hired people to help. I hired you. I hired tutors and therapists and teachers. I give them everything they need. You hired people to raise your kids while you run away, she said bluntly. That is not the same as being a father. That is not the same as showing up. You are out of lines. Maybe, she agreed, but someone needs to tell you the truth. Someone needs to make you see what you are doing to them, what you are doing to yourself. And you think you know what is best for my family. You have been here for 3 months. I know that those boys are amazing, she said, her voice getting stronger. Jason is so smart it blows my mind. He asks me questions about space and science that I have to look up the answers to. He wants to understand everything. He wants to know how the world works. Dan is the kindest person I have ever met. He cries during sad parts of movies. He hugs me when he thinks I am having a bad day. He leaves notes saying thank you for things I do not even think about. Cyril is brave and wild and fearless. He tries everything even when he is scared. He climbs too high and jumps too far and laughs when he falls down. They are incredible kids, the kind of kids any parent would be lucky to have, and you are missing all of it. Her words hit me like physical blows, each one true, each one painful. Because I do not know how to reach them anymore, I admitted. I used to. Before Lisa died, I knew how to talk to them, how to play with them, how to make them laugh. But now everything I do feels wrong. Every time I try to connect, I mess it up. I say the wrong thing. I push too hard or not hard enough, so I just stopped trying. You gave up, Olivia said. I hired people who are better at it than me. They do not want people who are better, she said, and now she sounded frustrated, angry. They want you, even if you mess up, even if you are sad, even if you say the wrong thing. They just want their dad to show up, to be present, to try. I turned away from her, looked at the family photo on the wall, the one Lisa insisted we take every year, the 5 of us at the beach the summer before she got sick. Lisa and me with our arms wrapped around each other, the boys building an elaborate sandcastle at our feet, everyone smiling, everyone tan and happy and alive. A lifetime ago, a different family, a different man. Why were you dancing with them? I asked quietly. Olivia sighed, because they asked me to. When? Last week, Jason found an old video on his tablet. You and your wife dancing in the kitchen while making dinner. The boys were little, maybe 3 or 4. They were in high chairs, clapping and laughing. You were spinning her around. She was laughing so hard she could barely stand. It was beautiful. I remembered that moment, remembered that night. Spaghetti night, Lisa's favorite. We had been dancing to some old song from the 70s. The boys thought we were hilarious. He showed it to his brothers, Olivia continued. They watched it over and over, at least 20 times. Then they came to me and asked if I knew how to dance. I said yes. They asked if I would teach them. They said they wanted to learn so they could dance like you and their mom did, so they could remember what it felt like, what she felt like. My throat closed up. I could not breathe, could not speak. So I taught them, Olivia said. We have been practicing for a week, just 15 minutes a day. They wanted to surprise you. They wanted to show you that they could do it, that they remembered, that they were keeping her alive in their own way. I did not know, I managed to say. Because you are not here, she said, and there was no anger in her voice now, just sadness. You are never here, and when you are here you are not really present. You are on your phone, you are in your office, you are thinking about work, you are anywhere but with them. You think I do not know that? I turned back to face her. You think I do not hate myself for it? Every single day I wake up and tell myself today will be different. Today I am going to come home early. I'm going to have dinner with them. I'm going to ask about their day. I'm going to read them a story before bed. I'm going to be the father they deserve. And every single day something comes up. A meeting I cannot miss. A crisis I have to handle. An emergency that only I can solve. And I tell myself it is okay because I am building something for them. I am securing their future. I am making sure they never have to worry about money. They do not need money, Olivia said. They need a father, they need you. I do not know how to be that anymore, I said, and my voice broke completely. Not without her. She was the heart of this family. She was the one who knew what to do. I was just the sidekick, the one who showed up and followed her lead. And now she is gone and I do not know how to do this alone. Then learn, Olivia said simply. Stop making excuses. Stop running. Stop letting fear keep you away from the best thing in your life. Those boys love you. They miss you. They want you. But you have to show up. You have to try, even if you fail, even if you mess up, even if it hurts. You have to try. I stood there, my heart pounding, my hands shaking. Every word she said was true, every single word. And I hated it. Hated that this woman I barely knew could see through me so clearly, could see all the ways I was failing, all the ways I was broken. I should fire you, I said quietly, for speaking to me like this, for overstepping, for acting like you know what is best for my family. Maybe you should, she replied calmly, but that will not fix anything. You will just hire someone else, someone who will let you keep hiding, someone who will not challenge you, someone who will help you stay comfortable in your grief. And your boys will keep growing up without you. They will keep getting older and you will keep missing it. And one day you will wake up and they will be grown and gone, and you will have nothing but regrets and what-ifs. She walked past me toward the kitchen, stopped in the doorway, looked back. They want to show you the dance they learned, she said. After snack, they have been practicing all week. They wanted today to be special. They wanted to show their dad what they could do. It is up to you whether you show up for it or not. Then she was gone, and I was alone in the wrecked living room, surrounded by evidence of joy I had not been there to see. I walked to my office, sat at my desk, put my head in my hands. And then I cried. I cried for Lisa and everything we were supposed to have, for the life we planned that got stolen, for the woman who made everything make sense. I cried for my boys and all the moments I had missed, for every smile I did not see, for every laugh I did not hear. For every milestone I let someone else witness. I cried for the man I used to be, the father I used to be, the one who knew how to play and dance and be present. I cried because I did not know how to get him back. When I finally stopped, it was getting dark outside. The house was quiet. I stood up, washed my face, looked at myself in the mirror. I looked old, tired, defeated. But I was still here, still breathing, still capable of change. I walked to the kitchen, found Olivia cleaning up after snack. The boys were nowhere in sight. Did they eat? I asked. Yes. Where are they? In their rooms, they did not want to bother you. That hurt. Are they still going to show me the dance? Olivia stopped washing dishes, turned around, studied my face. Do you want them to? Yes, I said, more than anything. She searched my eyes for lies, for false promises, for the same patterns. Finally, she nodded. I will get them. Olivia, I said. She stopped. I am sorry for everything, for yelling, for not seeing, for not being here, for all of it. Do not apologize to me, she said quietly. Apologize to them, and then do better. She left, came back 5 minutes later with 3 nervous boys. They stood in a line, looking at me, waiting. Olivia told me you learned a dance, I said. My voice sounded strange, foreign. Jason nodded. Could you show me? They looked at each other, some silent conversation happening between them. Finally, Jason said, only if you dance too. My heart stopped. I do not know the dance. We will teach you, Dan said quietly, like Olivia taught us. I looked at Olivia. She nodded, encouraging. Okay, I said, teach me. Their faces lit up. The fear melted away. They grabbed my hands and pulled me to the living room. Olivia put on the music. And my sons taught me to dance. They were patient, gentle. They showed me the steps slowly. Jason counted. Dan demonstrated. Cyril held my hand and moved with me. I was terrible, stepped on their feet, got the rhythm wrong, went left when they went right. But they laughed, not mean laughs, happy laughs, encouraging laughs. You are doing it, Dad, Jason said. You are getting better, Dan added. Spin, Cyril commanded, and I spun him around. He giggled so hard he snorted. We danced for an hour, maybe more, song after song, sometimes following the steps they taught me, sometimes just making things up, being silly, being free. And somewhere in the middle of it, I forgot to be sad, forgot to be afraid, forgot to worry about doing it wrong. I was just there, present, dancing with my sons. When we finally stopped, we were all out of breath, sweating, smiling. That was fun, Jason said. Can we do it again tomorrow? Dan asked. Every day if you want, I said. Cyril hugged me. I missed you, Dad. I pulled all 3 of them close. I missed you too, so much, and I am so sorry I have not been here, but I am going to do better, I promise. Okay, Jason said simply, like it was that easy, like forgiveness was a choice they could just make. That night I read them bedtime stories, tucked them in, kissed their foreheads, told them I loved them. And the next morning, I was there for breakfast, and the morning after that, and the one after that. Olivia taught me more dances, more ways to connect, more ways to be present. We established a routine. Every morning after breakfast, we danced for 15 minutes, just the 4 of us. Sometimes Olivia joined. Sometimes she watched from the doorway, smiling. Slowly, my boys started trusting me again, started including me, started treating me like a dad instead of a stranger. Jason showed me his space drawings. We built model rockets together. Dan brought me books about animals. We watched nature documentaries and he taught me facts. Cyril played me music and we danced in his room, just the 2 of us, until we collapsed on his bed laughing. I rearranged my work schedule, cut my travel in half, took meetings from home, said no to things I used to think were critical. My business partner asked if everything was okay. I said yes, better than okay. I was finally figuring out what mattered. 3 months into our new routine, I came home from a rare overnight trip to find Olivia in Lisa's old art studio, the one I kept locked. The door was open. She was inside with the boys, looking at Lisa's paintings. I should have been angry. That room was sacred, private, but I was just curious. What are you doing? I asked from the doorway. They all jumped. Olivia looked guilty. I am so sorry. The boys asked about her art. I should have asked permission first. I looked at Jason, Dan, and Cyril. They looked scared again, like they thought I would yell. It is okay, I said. What do you think? She was really talented, Jason said carefully. She was, I agreed. I walked to the unfinished ocean painting, the last thing she worked on. She was working on this when she got sick. It is beautiful, Dan said softly. Can we finish it? Cyril asked, like we finished learning to dance together. I turned to look at him. What do you mean? We were broken, he explained. After Mom died, we forgot how to be happy, but then Olivia taught us to dance and you started dancing with us, and now we are not broken anymore. Can we finish the painting the same way, together? My eyes filled with tears. Yes, I said, let's finish it together. That afternoon we painted, added colors and shapes to Lisa's ocean, made it ours. When we finished, it was not perfect, but it was full of love. I hung it in the living room where everyone could see it. Over the next few months, our family healed. We developed rituals, morning dances, family dinners, weekend adventures, movie nights where we all piled on the couch. Then one evening, I found Olivia packing. What are you doing? My stomach dropped. I gave my notice, she said. My mom needs help with my brother. It is time I went home. You are home, I said without thinking. She looked at me, surprised. Mr. Harris. Samuel, please call me Samuel. Samuel, you do not need me anymore. You and the boys are doing great. Because of you. No, because you decided to show up. I do not want you to go, I said. The boys do not want you to go. They will be okay, they have you now. It is not just about what they need, I said. It is about what I want, and I want you to stay. Why? Because, I took a breath, let myself be vulnerable. Because you are family now, because I love you, because I cannot imagine this life without you in it. Tears filled her eyes. You are my employer. Then I will stop being your employer. Stay because you want to, stay because you love us too. I know you do, I see it every day. I do love you, she whispered, all of you. Then stay. She cried, I held her. Okay, she said, I will stay. We brought her family to Connecticut, set them up nearby. A year later, I asked her to marry me in front of our boys. She said yes. At our wedding, the boys gave speeches about how Olivia saved our family, how she taught us to dance again, how she reminded us that joy was still possible. 2 years later, we had a daughter. The boys taught her sign language and dance moves. She grew up in a house full of music and laughter. Now 5 years after that day, I caught Olivia dancing with my boys. Life is full. Our house is loud. We dance every morning. We sing in the car. We make up routines in the living room. People ask, what happened the day I caught the maid dancing with my sons? I tell them the truth. She was giving them what I had stopped giving. Joy, permission to be happy, permission to heal. And when I saw it, it woke me up, reminded me that showing up is what matters, that presence is everything, that love is not about being perfect, it is about being there. My boys are 12 now. They remember their mom with love, not just sadness. They honor her by living fully, by dancing, by choosing joy. That moment changed everything. The moment I stopped running and started showing up. The moment I realized my children did not need a perfect father. They just needed me, the real, imperfect, trying me. And that is who I became, not because I am a billionaire, because someone loved my boys enough to dance with them when I would not, and loved me enough to teach me how to join in. That is the truth. Sometimes what changes your life is simple, a dance, a moment of joy, a reminder that life is happening now. I almost missed it, but I did not, and that made all the difference. Before you go, if this story spoke to your heart, you're not here by accident. Leave a comment with your location and time. May love and healing find you wherever you are. Like, subscribe, and stay blessed.